Hi everybody, it's Barbara with Crafty BowZ, and I thought I would stop by tonight and give you some instructions on how to make a really full and really cool looking bow. And how would you like to learn to make a bow that looks like this? It's really easy to do, and here's another one that I've done. Really easy, really full. So let me get started and kind of guide you through exactly how this works. By the way, I call this bow the triple stacked double loop bow. And don't let that name scare you off. I didn't know what else to name it. Anyway, we're going to use the Crafty BowZ tool tonight. And if you're not familiar with the Crafty BowZ tool, you're going to notice that there are 2 rows of holes that are pre-drilled in this tool. The first row has got 4 holes, and the second row has 3 holes. And tonight I'm going to work on the row with the 4 holes, and I'm actually going to put my pegs in the end holes. And you're going to notice that the pegs or dowels get stored in the end of the tool, and that makes it nice because you won't lose them. And there's even a little stopper that goes with it. So this is the tool that I'm going to use. And now I mentioned before that this is called the triple stacked ribbon, triple stacked double loop bow. Okay, so yes, I'm going to use 3 different ribbons. And for this demonstration, I got 3 ribbons out that are different colors, so you can see. I know one color is kind of a light color, but you can see it right here. And I have a brown and I have a green. I don't know if I would normally use these colors, but I thought that would look good on the sample bow we're going to make tonight. So, like the name implies, it's a stacked ribbon. So I'm going to stack my 3 ribbons, one on top of the other. And let me bring my tool back around here. And I like to work with the tool situated so that the pegs are closest to me. I don't like the pegs being farther away. So, that being said, I've got my tool sitting here. I've got my ribbon stacked up. All 3 of them are stacked together. And the ribbon that I'm using tonight, by the way, is a sheer organza ribbon. And I really like using this ribbon because this ribbon is very thin. And first of all, it's great for stacking. And second of all, it just makes fabulous bows. So, to get started, how I position my ribbon is I work from the front of the dowel, because the front is facing me, to the back, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to have a long tail on my left. This is my left. And I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around just like that. Now, in order for me to make a knot in this ribbon, I'm going to take my tails that are in my left hand. I'm putting them on the top of the tails that were in my right. And I'm going to take the tails that are on the top. I'm going to bend them down. And I'm going to slide them through in between the pegs. Just like this. So now I've got my stacked tails. I have one group in front of me and one group behind me. And I'm sorry, I know you can't see very well. So this is the one that's in front. This is the one that's behind. Okay? So the tails that are in front, I'm going to bring them up and over the ribbon. Okay? And next I'm going to tie a knot. And I am just taking the ribbon that's on the top and drawing it through. Okay? That is how to make a bow. And I'm just tightening up my ribbons because I have 3 of them here, stacked one on top of the other. And I'm going to have some excess ribbon left over. Normally I wouldn't cut my ribbon quite this long. Now, if you can notice that this knot still has some play in it. I can move this knot around, and that's a good thing, because of the fact that if this knot is not quite centered, you have the ability to move the knot back and forth and get it right in the center. And when it's placed in the center and you're pleased with the placement of it, then all you need to do is go ahead and pull on these tails. And you want to pull really tight because you want your bow to be, or your knot to be very tight. And you want to pull straight out. You don't want to pull towards you. You don't want to pull these tails up. You want to pull them straight out, parallel with the tool. All right. So now I'm going to take the bow off of the tool and I'm going to set the tool aside. Now it's time to fluff out the loops. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these loops out kind of one at a time until I get this bow to look like how I want it to look. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but on this bow, this ribbon actually goes through the knot and comes out on the other side. So I'm going to kind of move this ribbon down a little bit, and that will help adjust the look of the bow, of the loops. And this is kind of how I fuss around with it to get the look that I want. And then I'm going to just go ahead and pull another loop through, or out I should say, and kind of fuss around with that. And you just keep doing this until you get all of your loops kind of pulled. And remember, this is a triple stacked bow, and it's a double loop. So what that means is when you placed your ribbon on the tool, you wrapped it around twice, okay? But you've got 3 ribbons on there stacked together. So that means that you have a total of 6 loops on each side of this bow. So this is kind of like a 12 loops altogether, which is kind of cool. It gives you the ability to make a really full bow, really full, really fluffy. And again, I just keep working with this ribbon and keep pulling on it to get it to look like what I want it to look like. And you can see that sometimes I'm moving the ribbons back and forth, and that's just to kind of even it out. This ribbon is a little bit wider than what I would normally use for this amount of loops, but it's all I had in this type of ribbon, and it should work pretty good. Here we go. And this ribbon is pretty resilient, so you can kind of pull on it and it's not going to tear. And it'll still look nice. And again, if I was using this for a project, I would not have such a long tail. Depending on the project, I might need that long tail, but normally speaking, I would not leave such a long tail on one end. Anyway, look at that. Isn't that cool? So if you like big, fluffy bows, don't be afraid to stack your ribbon and do a double loop. I wanted to measure the width of this ribbon. This is actually just about 2 inches. How about 1.5? My preference is more of a 1 inch. But again, you can see that this turned out really well. And so, don't be afraid of using layers of ribbon. I would not go any more than 3 in a stack. What you ought to do is try 2 and get your feet wet, try it. I think you'll really, really like it. So anyway, that's my triple stacked double loop bow. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me an email. And you can email me at bbruder@fuse.net. And that's BBRUDER @fuse.net. So, easy peasy. And if you don't have the Craft-Dee BowZ tool, you can go ahead and order that on craftdeebows.blogspot.com. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.